Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to your De La Soul read-along storybook. When you hear this sound, that means turn the page. And now we begin our exciting adventure of De La Soul is Dead.
Oh my God, Vanilla Ice. He's so fly. The boy is slamming.
Did you see his body?
Yes,
body.
And his dancers. His dancers
So
slamming. I mean, yes.
He can dance too.
He
He's
could.
better than any rapper I ever seen.
Oh God, can he? And plus his dancers. God,
just
like
saying,
him.
clothes.
Yeah. He's so jazzed. Yo, what's up?
Yo, Jeff.
Jeff, where you been, man?
Yo, guess what I just found? I just found a De La Soul tape in the garbage.
For real?
Jeff,
Come
you the
on,
man.
let's hear it. Come
Come
on, let's hear it.
No.
Be like that.
What's up, Cocksnot? How
let
you
him call
doing,
you
buddy?
Leave me
Let
alone.
him call you that?
Don't
What
touch
do you
me.
have here, buddy?
Don't touch me.
What do you have here, buddy?
Nothing.
Listen, you little arsenal hole gum-having punk.
No, it's
I want the tape.
It's mine.
Come here.
Oh, he played you! Jeff, he played you! Jeff, he played! Jeff, body slammer, Jeff.
Now, I've got the new De La Soul tape. Hey, Dick Snot, butt crust, get over here.
What's up, baby?
What's happening? Yeah, I just got this De La Soul tape, man. Slamming. Where's the box? The box.
Let's get with the shills and the hills, no bills, night.
I got the bidox. Let's do this like Brutus.
To 8. For those who have all 4 answers correct, you will receive our specially selected grand prize. Thanks and good night. For 3 Feet High and Rising, this is Don Newkirk.
Welcome to Captain's Album Collection. I am the Captain Freezknotable, and this is the Captain's Album Collection Hip Hop Edition. With me tonight, first time I've ever done this show with a co-host, is my cousin and my best friend and my man, Adam Yauk. Adam Young, sorry.
Hey, Adam Yauk, Adam Young, Adam Artichokes. It's all good.
Adam Horovitz.
Yeah, if you like.
Adam Antium.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
I've heard it pronounced both ways. Yeah.
May recognize, heard it pronounced both ways. May recognize the voice. We're here today on the hip hop edition of the show to talk about De La Soul is Dead, the second studio album from De La Soul, released May 14th, 1991, and produced by Prince Paul, whose work on the first album, 3 Feet High and Rising, was highly praised by music critics and by fans. Did you know that this album was the first to receive 5 mics? Yeah, you knew that.
I knew that. I was one of the, back when it meant something, yeah.
Exactly. Back in the day, if you don't know what we're talking about, there was a magazine called Source Magazine, which was the hip hop Bible. If you did not read this magazine, you were not listening to real hip hop. They had a great list of like the tracks, the chumpies, the mixtape. Yeah. Remember at the back?
The mixtape. I always made the mixtape.
I always did
albums
too.
Back in the day, like the first Wu-Tang album only got 4 mics. If that, this is a 5 mic.
I don't know about that. How does the first Wu-Tang album get 4 mics and De La Soul is Dead get 5? I know you got a soft spot for De La Soul is Dead, but it ain't no 3 Feet High and Rising. I got to say that.
It's not. I don't have the same warm fuzzies that you have for the 3 Feet High and Rising. It's a classic, fantastic platinum album. But I was 8 years old when that one came out, and my cousin Ryan either didn't make a copy for me, or I didn't have any money because I didn't have a job.
So whoever this Ryan is was being stingy with the De La?
Yeah, he was a little bit back in the day, but when De La Soul is Dead, it just all came
flowing out. Okay, let's explain a little bit about the title then. I remember being in my what must have been my shop class, like a pottery type class where we were making some sort of ashtrays or some shit in the kiln. And this chick Pam, who I thought was kind of cute, was excited about De La's next album coming out because she was a huge fan of 3 Feet High and Rising. I had a Source magazine or some article, might even have been in Rolling Stone or Spin, but that's where we found out the album was going to be called De La Soul is Dead, in class, reading it together. Nice. She looked at me with a face like, that's awful. Nobody liked that name at first.
It's like Walter Cronkite announcing the president's been shot. Like,
yeah,
no.
you don't want to say De La Soul is Dead, let alone you don't want to buy an album called De La Soul is Dead. But don't let that name discourage you. They were trying to distance themselves from the Daisy Age, which was their whole concept for the 3 Feet High and Rising album.
What did it stand for?
Da Inner Sound Y'all.
Right.
The Daisy Age. And
yeah.
And they were being called, not by everybody, not by people who were dope and who knew how dope they were, but people like Arsenio Hall were calling them the hippies of hip hop, and they did not like that. What were your feelings about the album's title and the album when it came out?
Well, I had never heard just an album called Is Dead before. It took me, my 10-year-old mind had to figure out, oh, it's just De La Soul is dead. And once they've started playing it, they obviously weren't dead. Like I said, I was 10 came out, but the images that burned into my mind are the yellow Sony Walkman that my older cousin Ryan had.
Yeah,
and
I had that.
2 headphone jacks in it. So we plugged both them shits in.
Deluxe.
And it was like, we get to, at the same time, we get to experience this shit. And then he unfolded the cassette tape insert, and lo and behold, it's a goddamn comic book.
Now, I do have to, mind blown, especially as a kid. But I do have to say that there was a comic book inside 3 Feet High as well.
As I said, I never owned a physical copy of that.
Yeah.
Thanks,
so, and to this day, you don't?
I don't think so. It might be somewhere around here, but
do you have the Metal Bunny re-release that came out last year on Freezknotable Pop Culture TV?
Of course I do. Everyone.
All right.
You don't have that, you're dumb.
All right. Personally, I feel that the album is darker than the first, but maybe better. I have so many great memories like yourself of listening to the album when it came out. I did not feel like they were dead on the album. Did you feel that there was a sound change, or that it was just more good De La Soul?
There was a few darker tracks if you compare it to 3 Feet High and Rising, which is not
dark at all.
I mean, it's just all having fun.
Yeah,
just having fun, rapping,
love and hip hop parties.
Feeling good.
There's a track called Peas Porridge where De La Soul talks about beating some ass.
That's right. Yeah, but at 10 years old, I wasn't really even listening to the lyrics. But now, of course, I'm 40 years old.
Really, you weren't? Because I know that feeling. When I first started listening to hip hop, I was way more about the beats and the tracks.
Yeah, and the samples and all the sampling and the cool hooks and what I could remember.
Do you find in your older age you're more into the lyrics?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, like Millie pulled a gun on Santa. I had no idea what that was about in 1991.
Well, I did, but I think what I was concentrating more on was the dope Funkadelic sample in it or whatever.
Me too.
Yeah, George Clinton sample or whatever. But okay, so let's go through the track listing, and then we'll play one of the tracks. You know the drill here on Captain's Album Collection. Yep. I, by myself, usually talk about a few things about the album, what it meant to me when it was recorded, what it was going on with the group, and then we listen to 5 of the tracks. And the first one will be the opening, the album opening, Oodles of O's. What do you got to say about that?
That's one of my favorite tracks. It takes me back to got a nice revision in the Tony Hawk skateboard games. So I got re-addicted to that, and all my friends, I spread the love about De La Soul and the gospel.
The gospel of hip hop, De La Soul would definitely be a major chapter. Mm-hmm. And thank God for video games bringing stuff back to like the millennials, and even people in your generation that missed it the first time on an album and then can hear it over and over again in a game.
And thank God for yellow Sony Walkmans. That's it.
With double jacks.
Yeah.
There's a dope Tom Waits sample in this. So here we go. Everybody enjoy. Track number 1 for De La Soul is Dead. Take it away, Adam. What's it called?
Oodles and oodles and oodles of O's.
Oodles and oodles of O's, you get them from my sister, you get them from my bro. All I is man and once an embryo. And my solid gold, I don't cast a glow. Yes, I guess it's reflex, some have no control. I'd rather let her laughter and tally if I go canoeing up the river or out into the O. You just know me not, so not play the role. Some in lovey-dovey, you clean control. Some shake their hand, but this is called the show. I was John Doe, no, I'm Mr. Jollico. Pissed with the witness, and now I adore. O's got the world, cause O's was on tour. Girls gave the O's and guys O's for sure. Where they arose, well, nobody knows. What do they mean? Well, here's how it goes. Those shoots got the O's when you hold the dough. You know who you are, but they didn't know. And now with respect, they flex like a pro. You're first another nigga, but now an afro. Oodles and oodles and O's and oodles and oodles and oodles of O's. You know, they're giving oodles and O's and Last of the fast plug pipers at the door. In your eyes burning like rubbing alcohol. Native is the tongue that speaks the guacamole. Kinfolk would play this in stereo. Chanters play the part of a herd at a show. Pops prints the piece on his jeans or the bowls, but let the herd know if beef they wanna throw. Lunches of punches is what I bestow. Oodles of O's enhance my hoes and my checks. O's take the shape of medallions and specs. Don't forget the O's that let the air in my nose. Breathe in the fresh as the stale hit the roads. Girls ask for flicks and I'll block the poles. Eat the Al Greens, won't sniff the Kirk flows. Mace got something to say and it goes.
Maceo is rocking on the radio.
Now I think we're talking about the oodles of O's, you know. I think we're talking about the oodles of O's, yeah. We're talking about the oodles of O's, you know. I think we're talking about the oodles of O's. I think we're talking about the oodles of O's, you know. I think we're talking about the oodles of O's, yeah. We're talking about the oodles of O's, you know. I think we're talking about the oh shit. Hoods like to play macho, you know. Guns go and bow, people hit the flow. Don't have a piece but an arrow and bow. Targeted firm, cause I'm here Comancho. Charging barricades like a raging rhino. The donuts come big and some in jumbo. The landlord is finished, but before I go, I give a shout out to Quest and my fellow jungle bro. Not by the dock of the bay, by the show. Swimming in the rhythm of the hottie hottie ho. Punk Pinocchio's gotta go, gotta go.
What's the reason?
To be cheerful. Season is grease, time to pimp promote. Nuts can overflow if the shade is in the dough. On with me hat, da-da-da-da-da. Dreadlock is heading out the door, y'all. We're selling those, y'all. We're selling those at O's. We're selling those at the corner store, y'all. We're selling those, y'all. We're selling poodles and poodles and poodles and poodles of O's, y'all. We're selling those, y'all. At the corner store. We're selling those at the corner store, y'all. We're selling those, y'all. At the corner store. We're selling those at O's, y'all. We're selling noodles and poodles of O's, y'all. We're selling noodles and poodles of O's, y'all. We're selling noodles and
All right, that was Oodles of O's. The first track on De La Soul is Dead. And right after that is a song called Hey Love, which is about the radio being so clear or some shit. And then after that, there's a song called Peace Porridge where they talk about how they can throw down because people thought maybe they were wimps.
9 days old.
Yeah, 9 days old. One thing about De La's status at this point was that they wanted to make sure people didn't think they were soft. And they wanted to make sure people didn't think they were hippies. But they also didn't want people to think they took themselves too seriously or that they considered themselves hard like gangsters. And that's what that song Afro Connections at High Five is a spoof on how ridiculous gangster rap had gotten at that point and how braggadocious about shooting people and baggy pants and shit and being tough. De La Soul, in my opinion, didn't even do a good job of faking like they were hardcore.
Oh, I remember Black Sheep tried to do it on their first album. He woke up and found out it was a nightmare. He thought he was hard.
I'm not hard.
No, I'm not.
I think the song is
hard.
Yeah. I think that track on Black Sheep is called "You Mean I'm Not Hard," but it was funny because he wakes up and goes, "I had a dream that I was hard." Yeah. And of course, Black Sheep make their debut on this album.
Yeah, I didn't know that at the time either. But
at the time, you didn't know that was Drez.
Well, after I learned Drez's voice, yeah, it was obvious.
And I have to admit that maybe I didn't either, because I don't think there was any singles from Black Sheep at that point, but I did recognize Chi Ali playing Jeff. I told you, my name is Jeff, the little kid that he is in Brainwashed Follower. There's some B-sides to 3 Degrees of Clones. What? Some B? Hey, enjoy that afternoon delight, Chuckles.
Fantastic.
All right. And 3 Feet High and Rising. I digress. I'm talking too much about the weird stuff. But speaking of debuts, this guy definitely didn't debut on this album, but there is a track that starts off with Q-Tip. And that is Q-Tip being featured on the song A Roller Skating Jam called Saturdays. Do you know who that DJ is at the very beginning that's going, "Hey, everybody, welcome to Saturdays, y'all"? At the
he's having a shitload of fun. Who is it?
You don't know who that is?
No, who is it?
That's Russ. That's Russell Rush.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, Russell Simmons. Yeah. Co-chilling with Russ on the spot or whatever when he had way too many 40s on Jeff Gaines Classics earlier this month. So anyways, our next track is a roller skating jam called Saturdays. It samples disco. It has a wicked scratch in it. and it has some Grease sampling from Mr. Who the hell did the Grease soundtrack? Frankie Valli.
John Travolta.
Did you say Sheldon?
Yeah, I did.
From The Big Bang Theory recorded that?
No, I didn't say that. I've never seen that show. Is that a good show?
Which show is that?
What the hell are we talking about?
It's a sample of the song Grease from the motion picture Grease.
Who cares? The best thing about this song is it.
That's the wicked scratch. All right, let's play it. Here is the first single off the album and probably one of the best tracks off the album, a roller skating jam called Saturdays.
Saturday.
It's Saturday.
Thursday night. Boy was high, girl fly like kite. They hold hands until next day. Boy, then let's go hit his way. Boy rolls blunt back to his boys. Erection brings bad boy joys. Boy thinks of that big fat back. Big black fat, love big black fat. Girl calls boy to stand him up on Saturday. Saturday, Saturday, it's a Saturday, it's a Saturday, it's a Saturday. Saturday, it's a Saturday. Saturday, it's a Saturday.
Once more with a wallop in the score. Smash about a riff shit to make you rock your hip. Revival of the roller boogie in a ricket shit to make you think about the time we spoke fun instead of fight. But diving from a piece of metal shoulda yo, slip your butt to the fix of this mix. Toss that briefcase, it's time to let loose. Cause you work like heck to get the weekend check. So unfasten that sleeper on your neck. Connected like a vibe from the wheel to the foot. Come on everybody, get the funky output.
5 days you work, 1 whole day to play. Come on everybody, wear your roller skates today. It's Saturday, 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 it's Saturday, Saturday, it's Saturday, Saturday, it's Saturday,
Now as you pump your fists, I reminisce to a bounce rock skate roll fest to impress. Hey pretty diamond, do you like the way I'm dressed? Cool, keep the faith and be my mate, cause all we need is feet. But promote the hustle cause it keeps me thin. No need to talk, Luke just walked in. Yes, man. So kick the wham on this jam. Oh, Mr. Sprinkler, Mr. Sprinkler. Wet me for one, Mr. Sprinkler. I'm heating high five and a day's no split. With a yawn, I trip to the dawn. Out comes the bodies following the one idea. It's clear. Rattle to the roll. Hold back up the track, grab your roller skates, y'all. And let's zip on by. Zippity dude, I let's zip on by. Feed on the weed and we're feeling high. Sun is on thick and the cheese is rolling thick. Come on, it's no time to hide. Season is twist, spinning and winning. No hack and sack, let me in. Spill on the bottom away, but it's okay. It's a Saturday.
Now let's all get baked like Anita. Watch Mr. Lawn, don't look at the Peter.
Feel on the farm, I'll feel on the.
Hey, watch that.
It's a Saturday.
Now is the time to act the fool tonight. Forget about your worries and you will be alright. It's Saturday, 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 it's Saturday, Saturday, it's Saturday, Saturday, it's Saturday,
We're back. We're back. And this is the Captain Freezeknot on the Captain's album collection, hip hop edition, with my special guest Adam, who
Adam Young.
Adam Young, just between you and me, is my cousin and also Adamantium. But we don't talk about that right now because we're talking about De La Soul is dead.
They're not.
In the pantheon of your hip hop cassette purchases, is this early on or after you had made a few?
This was probably my, I'd say, 7th cassette tape. I go by year because my trips to Fairbanks, Alaska, our semi-yearly trips were like on the summertime. There was always a new album drop. So
is this incredibly awesome cousin of yours that you're talking about? Your only hip hop exposure?
Pretty much, because we lived in Alaska, and then, we're the only two guys.
The only two white guys in the whole state.
Yeah, well, there was 15 of us at the time.
Yeah,
and then a couple moved out. But anyways,
the only two white guys in the whole state that were into hip hop. Yeah,
right. And so I had to carry it all back down to Anchorage, Alaska, and spread out that like in '89, Paul's Boutique came out, and 1990, Tribe Called Quest came out. All my friends are listening to California fucking Raisins and Weird Al Yankovic. And I'm listening to De La Soul's Dead and Led Zeppelin. So
nice.
I got to attribute that to Ryan Young because he knows some things about some things.
Well, thank you. And I think that we all know who's the winner there. Kids listening to California Raisins, they probably didn't do so well.
It's Beach Boys and Kokomo and shit.
Yeah.
I'm not having that. I'm listening to the fucking House of Pain.
Nice, definitely. Yeah, and I tend to think of my purchases, hip hop album purchases by year as well. Although I made way more of them than you probably. I know that for a fact because I would just spend any extra money I had or any money that I made at the radio station on tapes. I do remember buying that Various rap tape, rap at a mall in Anchorage.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I bought it in Anchorage.
Yeah.
Our next track is Ring Ring Ring, which is the second single. But see, it's not the second single. I misspoke because Roller Skating Jams Called Saturdays had to come out after Ring 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 because I remember Ring 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 is the first thing I ever heard from this album. Now, did you ever hear a single or did you just start right away with the album, hearing Oodles of O's?
I vaguely remember seeing the video for Ring 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 first.
It's in black and white.
Yeah, it was kind of spooky but with the eerie kind of loop in the background.
Great loop.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to explain the loop. It's like ba-ba-da-wow.
Yeah.
Right?
In the little flit.
Yeah.
Flip. So it's like flip in a woes.
So listen for the flip and the bagadoo in Ring 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 on De La Soul is Dead on the Captain's album collection.
Yes, this is Miss Renee King out of Philadelphia. I'd like for you to give me a call on area code 215-222-4209, and I'm calling in reference to the music business. Thank you.
Hey, how you doing? Sorry I can't get through. Why don't you leave your name and your number, and I'll get back to you. Hey, how are you doing? Sorry I can't get through. Why don't you leave your name and your number, and I'll get back to you. Once again, it's another rap bandit, feeling an eye, and I can't stand it. Wanna be down with the day glow, knocking on my door saying, hey yo yo. Knocking on my door saying, hey yo yo, I got a funky new tune with a fly banjo. I can't understand what the problem is. I find it hard enough dealing with my own biz. How they get my name and number? Then I stop and think and wonder about a plan. Yo man, I gotta step outside. You wanna call me up? Take my number down. It's 222-222. I got an answer machine that can talk to you. It goes,
hey, how you doing? Sorry I can't get through, but leave your name and your number, and I'll get back to you. Yo, check it, exit the old style, enters the new, but nothing's new by being hawked by a few. Or should I say a flock, cause around every block there's Harry, Dick, and Tom with a demo in his palm. Now I'm with helping those who want to help themselves and flaunt a nut that's doggy as a dough. But it's not the move to hear the tales of limousines and pails of money they'll make like a pro. I be like, yo, black disclaimer to tape. Well, I to show the time is spare, I just make. But the songs created in they shacks be so whack. Situations like this, I now hate to give me smiles, Kool-Aid wide and ass. And with the straightest face, I be like, hell yes. Slip them the digits and pop a Prince Paul, so I don't go AWOL, but yet I know when they call, they get.
Hey, how you doing? Sorry you can't get through. Why don't you leave your name and your number, and I'll get back to you. Hey, how are you doing? Sorry you can't get through. Why don't you leave your name and your number, and I'll get back to you. Check it out. Party after dark on Dixon Ave. Haven't been to a jam in quite a while. Figure out, catch up on the latest styles. Step piles and piles of them, it takes by the miles. All I wanna do is cut on the deck crowd, but addition of beer by the mile to the sector. Believer of duty, plug one Moses in, and I be like, yo, G Pasta's all the producer.
Now woe is me to the third degree. Maze pulls are funny, so I make like the bunny. Check, but I'm getting used to this demo abuse, getting raped and giving birth to a tape. Cause there's no escape from the clutches of a hawker. Attached to my success, sent like a stalker. Make way to my radius, playing fly guy. Try to get my back, they force like Luke Scott. Me, myself, and I go through this act daily. And rarely do I not. No matter how I dodge, some jackal always nails me. No matter what the plot. And even out on tour, they be like, yo, I gotta take the player back at the hotel. I be like, oh, swell, unveil the numeric code that guides my room. And tell them to call me at noon. But of course, there's no answering machine in my room. But a pretty young adore who I swung on tour. And if it rings my wit alone, she'll answer the phone. And with the quickness, she recite like a poem.
Hey, you done did the right thing, dollar. My ring ring, now you're waiting on the beat. Say, I would love if you sing a tune the true instead of frontin' on the street. So no problemo, just play your demo. And at the end, it's breakout time. Please, oh please don't press rewind, cause I'll just lay it down the line. Hey, how you doing? Sorry I can't get through. Why don't you leave your name and your number, and I'll get back to you.
Hey, how you doing? Sorry I can't get through. Why don't you leave your name and your number, and we'll get back to you.
All right, we're back. Okay, that was Ring, Ring, Ring. The first single, I misspoke on the order of the singles. That's the first single to come out for the album. Roller Skating Jam Called Saturdays was the next. I have lots of memories of listening to this tape. Of course, this is when it was all about cassettes. Listening to this tape in my car with my girlfriend and my friends. And we can't go any farther without talking about the funny little skits. The skits were hilarious. The idea is that some kids are looking at a De La Soul tape that they found in the garbage.
Yeah. So it's just a constant loop. It's always, someone's always throwing it away, picking it up and discovering it.
Yeah. And so that I think a character that was established on a B-side cut from 3 Feet High and Rising called the Little Brainwashed Follower. They were telling him that he didn't need to have beepers and he didn't need to have a Jeep and he didn't need to have gold chains to be dope or to be down with hip hop. Right. And that actually turned out to be Chia Lee, who later on had his own album and his own dope chumpies like Age Ain't Nothing But a Number and Maniac Psycho. But he is playing Jeff in these skits. And I'm going to play a skit right now because we've just been playing songs. So I'm going to play a little montage of the skits where you got Drez from Black Sheep being a bully with P.A. Mace, the DJ from De La Soul, acting like he kind of likes the tape. And getting beat up every once in a while. He's like, that was kind of dope. And then you hear, here's some skits.
Hated it. Oh, this is so corny, man.
This show's niggas got a wit act, man.
Tell me, what are they saying, man?
Yo, man, I kind of like it, man.
What?
You bugging.
What do you know about music, hamster penis?
You don't have to hit him like that, man.
Put the tape back in, ain't no what?
Oh, you hit me, man.
I'm gonna say. No.
Yo, but yo, Biddies is kind of cool. That's pretty fly. I kind of like
Biddies,
that.
if you was to flip it on 45 so I can dance to it, it'd be kind of slammy. It's whack, man. Whack.
I give that one props.
Why y'all dissing it? I like it, man.
Yo, G.
On to the next one. Just play the damn thing.
Damn, man. All right, you know what I mean?
Hit me, man.
Blah. Ah, man, this album sucks, man. It's starting to sound just like MC Shan's. I don't like it.
Yo, I know that Tim. Who do you worship, man? I think on some more devilish shit or something.
Afro's got a slamming beat, but what are they saying?
Yeah,
Yo, Afros is whack. I don't like it.
It's really cool, G, man.
I don't like it.
Yo, man. Why don't you stop, Crocker, man?
Listen. I'm hemorrhoid. I'm the leader. Now, put the tape back in and give me the talks.
All right, those are the main stages of the skits there in the album. I thought it was hilarious. Everything about it. Dick's not butt crust. Get your ass over here.
Butt crust.
Penis.
Yeah, that was the other
He calls him hamster penis at one point.
Yeah, that's right.
But that kind of summed up the album for me as like my first concept album of a kid making this discovery, getting the shit beat out of him for discovering it, and then some kind of people going, I kind of like it, man. And then yeah, beat again.
Yeah, and in true De La Soul style, like the first album that had a comic book inside the tape case and inside the album case, there were also skits on the first album. It was a game show skit that reoccurred on the first album too. But this one was definitely funnier, I thought.
Right.
All right, our next track, Adam.
Fanatic of the B Word.
And what is the B Word?
It's about baseballs. Come on, do the baseball. I don't know if that's a dance or a term for girls or what. I don't know what the hell it is.
Again, it shows that you were listening to the track, and I was, I guess, old enough to be paying a little bit more attention to lyrics because I happen to know that baseball is a euphemism for sex.
I figured as much.
Yeah. It's like Buddy.
Right.
There was Buddy on the first album. That was the De La Soul. No, this is the other thing. Much like Pootie Tang, who was mentioned earlier this evening at one point by somebody, I don't know who, De La Soul liked to make fun of black slang. And so they had all kinds of words that only De La Soul used. De La lingo.
Right.
You know. And you
De La speak.
Yeah, De La speak, exactly. And you had to be hip to that on the first album. There was a lot more of it on this second album, and baseball was one of them. The track stands out to me because of that fat bass line.
Right.
Drez does rhyme on it. It's his debut, Black Sheep debut. And also P.A. Mace gives a shout out to the motherfucker that stole his Pathfinder in front of the studio.
Oh, yeah. Never did find that fucking Pathfinder. God damn.
So, here it is, the fanatic of the B word, which means baseball. De La Soul is dead.
Oh, yeah. Got it going on like a big old fat high. Hold on. Yeah. Black Sheep in the house. Sweet Daddy, Mr. Long in the house. My man, the Drez in the house. You know what I'm saying? Huey Love in the house. Long Posse New Stuff. Prince Paul. The immigrant Lucian in the house. The host, Reddy Bear. Mike. Come on, everybody. Got it going on. Swinging over here. Come on, everybody do the baseball. Come on. We gonna swing over here, swing over there. Let's baseball. Come on, everybody, let's baseball. Come on, everybody do the baseball. We gonna do the baseball. Everybody. Come on, everybody, let's baseball. Adobe and Sprocket is the one. Cause the cap forward is the mantra of the chant, the clan. Slept, will Dress will be with Boca on the side. Can I crack a smile for those who slept? Phonetics and kinetics persevere, therefore I kick it. I took the LRR, but I didn't have a ticket. Had some Chinese food, but I didn't have a spoon. I had a dope rhyme, but I didn't have it soon. I'm looking out the window, day is filled with rain and gloom. Man, oh man, oh man, I hope I find my spoon soon. Eating on some sushi, cause I know it ain't cat, it ain't cat. Come on, everybody, let's baseball. Come on, everybody, do the baseball. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, everybody, let's baseball. Come on, everybody, let's baseball. Come on, everybody, do the baseball. Everybody, come on, everybody, let's baseball.
Yo, this is Plug One, and I'm saying peace to Lorraine and Holland. Thanks for not having my baby. Peace.
This is Stress, Danica, Boston, my first tech cushion. Love you.
Yo, this is Mr. Big Daddy. I like to say peace to my father, Long October.
This is Baby Huey Plug 3, and I'd like to say peace to that mother who stole my Pathfinder in front of the studio. Peace.
Yo, what's up? This is Prince Paul. I like to say what's up to all the doodle eaters and all the Kelvin Mercer lookalikes, and I'm out.
This is the Captain's Album Collection Hip Hop Edition. De La Soul is Dead with my co-host tonight. First time I've ever discussed these albums on this show with a friend. It's my cousin and co-host on the channel. In many respects.
Yeah.
If you recognize his voice and you do your homework, it's my friend Adam Young.
Hey, what's happening?
All right. So we've been talking about De La Soul, and I have 7 of them. We've been talking about De La Soul is Dead for the whole show, and this album is like your De La Sgt. Pepper's, right?
Pretty much. I bought the third album when it came out, and then I started getting hard rock and metal toward the end of the 90s. So the early 90s, late 80s was my hip hop nest egg, whatever you want to call it. Time in the kiln, as you called it. Yeah.
Did you ever purchase Stakes is High?
Yeah, that's the one I got. And then, that was the fourth album.
Right. So there's Balloon Mind State.
Right.
Then I have to admit, being the De La fan I am, I'm pretty sad to admit embarrassed to admit I never bought Stakes is High. To this day, I don't know what's on Stakes is High other than Stakes is High.
There's something called like Ooh Wee or Ooh Wee Dat or like some
I've seen
weird
that title. Yeah.
fake. Yeah, that's it. Something like that.
Stakes is High was good, but it must have come out right around the time that I was losing it, and that was 98.
Yeah, it was late 90s. I was high school.
Yeah.
I'd grown up.
We were both, even though we were at different ages, we were both doing that thing where we were still liking hip hop, but we were listening to way more grunge and metal.
Yeah. Because we're two white boys from Alaska. So
so it makes sense. Listening to, I guess, what we probably should have been listening to, but that's not true because hip hop is one of the greatest things in the world. Doesn't matter what race you are, what age you are, you got to get into it. And
it doesn't matter what era, though.
That's true. Although I do have to say one thing. If someone is into current hip hop, I feel like it's not hard to get them to listen to the classics. If someone doesn't like hip hop at all, it's hard to get them to check out the good shit.
I remember seeing Public Enemy on Saturday Night Live, I believe in 99 or 2000 with some current friends of mine at the time. And I was like, oh shit, turn this up. And they were laughing. I was like, I just couldn't believe it. There were lack of respect for Public Enemy and real hip hop even then, but I digress.
Well, Public Enemy doing their classic shtick where Flav is all over the place and there's militant guys marching in the background and stuff that may have started to look silly by 99, but I always dig it.
I'm seeing some pretty silly stuff nowadays, but
very true.
We're talking about 91, so.
And we're talking about De La Soul is Dead on the Captain's Album Collection with our last track tonight and the last single off the album, which was coupled with kind of a controversial A-side. It was Millie pulled a pistol on Santa, which we're not going to play tonight for time restraints or whatever, time reasons, backed with Keeping the Faith. Keeping the Faith had a really dope Bob Marley sample in it and a really dope flow. Millie Pulled a Pistol had a great funkadelic George Clinton sample, but the song was about child abuse, even though that's a good thing as far as awareness. It's kind of a downer in the middle of a hip hop record.
And then you put on Keeping the Faith and it starts whistling all over the back. It's a fun little dance time after that abuse song.
So here it is. Ending on a happy note, our last track for the night, Keeping the Faith off De La Soul is Dead, Captain's album collection. We'll see you next time, jackasses.
Have some fun.
Jody got a cat, but she won't let it out. Oh, tough luck, cause it makes Jack out. Waiting on the winds, he moves to the next. Searching for the cheese, looking for the text. In the big blue, in search of the skins. Grinning and laughing, laughing and grinning. Padlock Jody got the whole scene played. No knocking boots till she 14K. Diamond in the back, sunroof top. Waiting for the credit cards, she going shop. Jack plays the back, just knocking other socks. Cause now in the hood, he's till one ring came, Jody blew a spark. Found about Judy round the corner in the park. Flipping like a dipstick, hip to the news. Practicing the rain, mellow in the blues. Jack rolls the carpet and swift like a skate. Yo, Jody, yo, gotta go, got a date. Padlock, Jody screaming, wait, wait, wait. Don't worry, hun, he replies, I'm keeping the faith.
I never do the baseball with you again, yo. I never do the baseball with you, cause your hoochie coo was so smooth. Is it such a sin to let me in? Hooked by your ever so shyness. Want that bush, heard you from Flatbush. Ran after you, caught you, brought you to Long Island. Styling for a while in my hut. I was on a cut for a peck, a silly Greg Peck. You try to play me new plug when you disconnect. I try to touch your hair. You would say no. Yo, I try to touch your hair. You would say no. Is it cause you want my financial flaunt? First you gotta please me. Nice and easy. But I guess you want that in reverse, so I stand plug first to see. We got a serious block. Turn the other way. Ooh, what do I spot? A hoopin' hey love who sent, left a trace, had a stash of Apache with a body that's safe. All to the A. Now you wanna swing, forget the rap. Yo, Black Sheep, sing.
Your band, your band, your band, honey dip, your band, your band, your band.
Yo, your band by the preacher man. You played yourself a spoon out of me, a step. Never mind, love. The faith of being kept.
Remember my Padlock, Jody, here's the fact. Jack lit a whip, but she was acting whack. Jack wanna lay, but laying ain't exact. Cause the past 4 or 5, she was laying by the pack. Hip to the witness, putting on a plan. No money, no more, put a cat for the man. Jack knows that honey rings playing a game. Woman want a Bogart man for the fame. Ah, dang, damn. Sam is the man that you plan to command. Nothing new about a neighborhood. You know what? Padlock, Jody wanna cut. Jack's thinking cap ain't minded to attack.
Yo, here's 20, 40, 60, pay me back.
Conscious appears, yo, Jack, what you doing? You play the cold while honey is cooling. You don't have to if you don't want to. You don't have to if you don't want to. So he begins with the ring, ring, ring. Hey, Judy, girl, how you doing? Seen you with another man, what you doing? Screwing? Ooh, shame on you. What, you can't wait for the big bait? Well, I'ma tell you straight on it, child. I'm keeping a faith.
What she wanted to have us talk about is the fact that this isn't on. Yeah. You know that new Spider-Man movie ends with 3 is the magic number, is the end credits music.
No, that's awesome. I haven't seen it yet.
Right. So because there's 3 Spider-Man. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I know. I heard that leak there all in the movie.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So here we go.
Okay. Yeah. Let's go. I'm good. You can just have it from here.
All right. Well, no, you say some stuff too.
All right. All right.
You can say like cheeseburgers.
Okay. With some sauce. Okay. Right.
Oh, What are you doing?
What the hell? Where'd you come from?
Okay.
Some kind of underground tunnels or okay?